Hiya, Honest Discussioner here. You can probably tell by the title, this isn't exactly a feel-good video. No jokes, no sarcasm here. A few hours ago, my grandfather was pronounced dead right in front of me. I had walked into the room and he had already not been breathing for a while. They had just taken him off the machine. He had a heart attack last night and immediately lost consciousness. I didn't go to see him that night. My dad was there and he asked me to come tonight instead. He was in a medically induced coma at the time, so there wasn't really anything to do. And tonight I went there, and as I said, I walked in and he was already not breathing, which is a shame, because he really looked good. He looked, if he was breathing, he would have looked like he was about to bound out of the bed and ask for a glass of wine. Speaking of which, tonight, to celebrate his life and commemorate him, I got a bottle of Italian red from around the region he grew up in as a kid, around Naples. At least that's what the wine expert told me at the store. He liked to grow his own wine, and can't think of a better way to remember him than this. It was a funny thing. I cried when I was sitting there watching him. That isn't really the funny part, but more so the reason why. I'm certainly sad he's gone. I'm going to miss him, but what really got the waterworks going wasn't the fact that I had lost him, but it was the fact that my grandmom had lost him. I don't know exactly how long they've been married, but he was in his late 80s, and I can't imagine how rough that must be. She still had on a good face and just trying to think of the good times they had had. When my dad called me and told me what had happened, we weren't sure if he was going to be okay or not. He had a pacemaker that may have kept his heart going to give his brain enough oxygen. He was out for like 15 minutes. Without the pacemaker, he certainly would have been gone, but with that there was a chance, and I was going to put my money on him making it. The thing is, if there was one word to describe my grandfather, it was strong. In pretty much every way imaginable. Strong in character, strong in body, strong in heart. Even if this was a week ago, I probably would not have wanted to get into a fight with him because I probably would have lost. I imagine that if there was anything left of him, even a sliver, that would be enough to sustain anyone because of how strong he was. But I was wrong, unfortunately. My grandfather was a good man, and because of him there are at least 30 people that are alive right now across 3 generations, and I'm only one of them. He lived a very long and very hard, but a very hard life, and I mean that as in he worked very hard his whole life. He had a long retirement, and he had a life that I think anyone would be rather proud of. So I try to think of it in that way. There are, I think, few people in this world are lucky to get the life that he had. Again, it wasn't an easy one. Thanks to him and my mother and father, I probably had a much easier life, but for better or worse, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of my grandfather and the man he was. He was our he was our patriarch, but he never acted like it. He'd sit there with his glass of wine at a family reunion, and he'd love to talk to you, but he wouldn't talk your ear off. He wouldn't seek you out. You'd seek him out, and he'd sit there and be genuinely interested in you, and it was just fun to talk to him. I still have a picture of him on my phone with him toasting with a glass of wine. So to that end, I toast to my grandfather and the life that he lived, and I thank him for everything he's done for me and my family. And we're all going to miss him greatly. The world is a worse off place now for his loss. Cheers. To you, Grandpa. Have a nice day.